Hello, you gorgeous donut. Today we're going to be reacting to Reddit's most unpopular opinions. Some of these that people have put onto this website are genuinely insane, and I feel like we need to decide if they're really unpopular. My husband believes running pizza underwater to cool it down is acceptable. Sorry? Sorry? Going to the top, turning it on, that's how it works, and putting the slice underneath. Really? It makes it all soggy though. I guess with Domino's pizza, those things could survive a world war. Honestly, if their world war breaks out, just put a slice of Domino's pizza on your head, you can survive anything. But any other type of pizza, this is just a little bit clammy, just a little bit disgusting. I'm trying to see the vision here. What happened to just blowing? Weird segue. What happened to just blowing on it? Or even, look, I've got a fan. If you really wanted to be extra, just put your pizza slice here, okay? Cool it down in seconds. Why are we putting water on pizza? I don't feel like this is what the Italians intended when they brought it over here. I'm confused here. Even the top reply to this is just, why? Pretty much what the title says. Not my opinion, but my husband's. I love that she's making sure everyone knows it's not her. In college, my husband and I would make oven pizzas and he would run his slices under the water fountain to cool it down faster. He says it didn't change the taste and it was still good. Honestly, the most shocking thing is that you've said husband here. You've married this man. You're locked in now. What, did you not know this prior to, saying I do? That this man puts these pizza slices under cold water to cool it down? What happened? Never mind to blowing on it or putting it near a fan. What happened to just waiting? Remember those days when pizza was hot and we used to just wait? Can this man not wait a couple of minutes for it to cool down? I'm trying to see this from his point of view. I feel like he's just been a bit extra for no reason, honestly. Honestly, love, I feel like this is worth a divorce. I'm not trying to, say you probably love your husband, and that's great. But I would be thinking about it. If Chloe started putting our pizzas underneath cold water, I would be like, yeah, I don't think this is forever anymore. I'm gonna say that a bit quieter just in case you hear. She's downstairs, where I keep her, in the basement, obviously. What are people saying to this? What in every single is happening here? Does this not remove all grease and flavour? It removes none of the grease and all of the flavour. Why does he just do this for pizza? Or does he do it for every food? Surely he can't do it for anything else, right? Does he do it with, I don't know, fish and chips? Or does he do it with, Chinese food? Surely not. You cannot put a chicken chow mein under cold water. You just cannot do that. That's blasphemy. You just can't do that. Not even the devil would do that. Even the devil would be like, oh, mate, it's a little far, isn't it? What the hell? This man is insane. How did anybody marry this man? Your husband is a raccoon. Kick him out before he eats the cat. So true, bestie. That is my first thought, actually, when I read this. I was like, yeah, this guy is definitely a raccoon. Because as we all know, raccoons like to put their pizza under cold water to cool it down. It's a very known fact within the animal kingdom. Watch out for the raccoons. Okay, this should stay an unpopular opinion. This should not be brought to normal. I always eat dessert before dinner at a restaurant. Are these people living among us? We're worried that aliens could be posing as humans. I fear this is much worse. Humans appearing as other humans. When at a restaurant, waiting staff always find it weird when I order the dessert before the appetizer and the main course. They ask, oh, is that all you're having? I'm like, no. I just want my cheesecake first, please. I have to convince them that I'm just a dessert first kind of guy. I feel like the main course is much more enjoyable when your dopamine levels are boosted. Yeah, I think you're trying to do too much, fella. I feel like you're trying too much. Trying too hard here. You're not hurting anyone here, I guess. It must be difficult for the waiting staff, just because it kind of messes with the flow. They're just so used to being like, okay, what would you like for start? I mean, dessert. And then you're ordering a cheesecake instead of, I don't know, potato skins or something. It's gonna throw them off. I just can't get behind this. How can you have some... But then I guess if you do have a cold starter, is it not just the sit? No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. It's literally not me. Right, I'm trying to see this from your point of view and I'm struggling. Some people could say I'm really struggling, actually. I just can't see the vision here. One thing I will praise about you is the confidence. To order your dessert before your main course, that is sheer confidence. I would just be like, oh, they're gonna think I'm a freak, I'll just have it how everyone else has it. I would just bow down to peer pressure. This person, peer pressure fears this person. Life is short, dessert first. My dad. Do you know what? Fair play. Do I think we should make this a normal thing? No. But if you're happy doing this and this fulfills you, I feel like you should keep on doing this. It's such a great thing to have, like a trait that not many other people do, even if it is pretty, frowned upon or disturbing, some would argue. But at least you're having a good time. I'm trying to actually deep this, and I think I'm deeping it too much. Is it just societal norms have made us think that dessert comes after the main? We're just led to believe this. Maybe this person is a trailblazer and they're in the catering industry. Maybe this person is the person we've needed for all these years on Earth to finally make a stand and be like, no, the cheesecake comes first. Wait, yeah, it. We're gonna tick this. This one deserves to be normal. Do you know what? It's my birthday soon. I'm gonna do this. I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm trying to manifest. I can't do it. I can't have, people thinking I'm a freak. Even though I know they already do, but not to this level. If a random raccoon gave me, an ultimatum on the street and I had to pick one between eating a cat or eating my dessert before my main, all I'm saying is I'm not gonna answer straight away. I'm gonna ask him for some thinking time. Bizarre stuff. Have enough. You remind me of that family member you don't see often, but when you see them, it's always just eventful. You're a bit like an eclipse. You don't come around often, but when you do, it's always special. Yeah, I'll give you a pass for this one. We'll bring this in the mainstream. Breakup texts are fine if you're not married. I don't know about this one. I don't want to be invited out to eat for a breakup. I don't want to get dressed and leave my house for a breakup. Just text me and tell me you're done, and that's fine. I don't need a visit or a phone call. It is fine. My only exception is married, engaged, or living together. Oh, so this is interesting. I thought this was going to be from the point of view of the person doing the breaking up, but it's not. It's the person being broken up with. From their point of view, I can actually understand what they're saying. They don't want to, I guess, cry in public, or they don't want to, feel like they've been embarrassed in public. I totally get that, and it kind of breaks the awkward tension. However, I also feel like it's a lack of respect on the other side. I feel like if you are, if you've been in a relationship with someone and you've had memories together and, you've shared a part of your life together, if you want to no longer be with that person anymore, I feel like you at least deserve to show them the respect of doing it face to face and just explaining, rather than on text where, you can, I just feel like it's a little bit, it's a little bit icky in my opinion, especially as an adult. In school or something, yeah, this is fine. What? It's just it's just what you do. I remember I broke up with someone in year 7 over text, and I still feel bad about it to this day, because I was just so awkward, and I was I just can't do this in public. We didn't even speak anyway. We didn't even speak in public. I think in our entire relationship, we didn't speak once together in public. So it was one of those relationships. Someone in the comments said, I'd say a phone call at least if the relationship was fine and there was no major problems. On the other hand, I broke up through text with one of my exes because I was tired of the cheating, lies, mental exhaustion. I don't think she deserved anything more than a text. She didn't care about me. She wouldn't have cared if I broke up with a fancy dinner or a postcard. I mean, breaking up via postcard, I feel like that's fair, because at least you're reading that this person wants to break up with you, they don't want to see you again. But you turn it over, and it's just a picture of, the Lake District. I'm all right. Instantly, me dopamine's a little bit up. Okay, at least I've thought about it. Yeah, I feel like phone call, if you're not going to do it face-to-face, I feel like phone call or FaceTime. Ooh, FaceTime's a bit... Yeah, I think phone call, because then at least, you're having a chat about it. I just feel like text, I guess it's situation by situation, because if this person has repeatedly cheated on you, obviously, just give them a text, they don't deserve it. It's definitely situation by situation. But as an adult, I don't think I would feel comfortable breaking up with someone via text. But if I was in the situation, maybe I would. I'd no hate to anybody that does do that. Oh, okay, this one's an interesting one, because it kind of applies to what I do. Being a streamer, YouTuber, influencer is a terrible career choice, even if you succeed at it. Oh! Now we're talking. True. Tick. Even if you were to succeed, which is very unlikely, there is a very high probability your career will still fail. There has been multitudes of people who were big 10 years ago, only for their viewership to slowly evaporate, and that's the best outcome possible. There are almost no long-term successes. The worst part of this problem is they return to normal work. They are now very behind in their career development. People spend decades building the skills they need to have high-paying jobs in their 40s or 50s. What jobs are there for the skills of a former streamer? I'd say almost none, or at least none that pay well. okay, this person is very passionate about this. I like it. It's got to be passionate about things. Obviously, I feel like I've got an interesting perspective on this, you know, because this is clearly aimed at what I do. Kind of. You know, they said streamer and influencer. I mean, I'm the middle one. One thing I will say is I don't think it's a terrible career choice. I don't know if it's really a career. I guess it is a career, but you know, they're very true in saying this, you know, might not be a long-term thing. You know, we've seen countless people that are big for like a year, big for a week, and then, you know, stuff happens where it just ends up, you know, kind of fizzling out or whatever. It's a very you know, up and down thing. It's definitely not stable. It's not a stable career choice. They're right saying that. However, one thing that I think is a little bit sad is and it doesn't even apply to being a streamer, YouTuber, or influencer. One thing they're basically saying is that you shouldn't try it because it's unlikely that you'll succeed. Like, I think if you've got spare time, and I know this doesn't apply to a lot of people, but if you do have spare time alongside your job, and you know, you've got a passion for gaming. If instead of just gaming in your spare time, you thought, you know what, I'm going to give streaming a go. I'll stream and game. I don't really think you should think about it failing. You can do it just because you enjoy it. And if you enjoy it and people start watching you and people find you interesting, it can kind of grow from there. Like, you don't have to start it to be a career. Like, when I started YouTube, I didn't think it was going to be a career thing. I just did it because I really enjoyed it, and I still really enjoy it. Like, you know how much I upload. Like, this is because I really love this. There's a lot of streamers, YouTubers, and influencers who don't really post, and it's because they don't really like it. They might just like the fame aspect of it, or they might like, I don't know, the brand. If they get brand deals, they might like the brand deal money aspect of it. So as long as you enjoy it, I don't feel like it's a terrible option to kind of do, especially if you treat it more like a hobby at the start. But even if you apply this logic to anything, like, you know, you might have ambitions of going to university, or you might have ambitions to be like the manager at your work or something. Like, you should never look at something and think, oh, this is just gonna fail if I try it, because then you'll never try anything at all. And I'm not trying to say this is like from a position of privilege, because that's why I say it like in your everyday life. Like, for me, I've just took up a new hobby and I'm terrible at it, but if I just look at it and go, oh, I'm terrible at it, this is never gonna work, then I'm just gonna quit. Like, sometimes you just have to kind of stay with things. Again, I'm just trying to offer an overall perspective on this, because I agree with it. Like, I actually do agree with it, but there's aspects of it that I feel like are a little bit sad reading this from this person's point of view. I also do agree with the aspect of a lot of like influencers, they don't, you know, develop skills. Like, you know, when they stop influencing, weird word, it is definitely hard for those people to, you know, get a job, because what are you like saying to the employer that you've been doing? Like, how can you show that these skills are going to be useful to the job that you're applying for? I totally understand that, but there is a lot of, you know, YouTubers and streamers who have learned processes, like they can go into like marketing jobs or, you know, like stuff like that. I definitely think there's a lot of traits that can be carried over into certain jobs. But, you know, I feel like I've been fair to this person, and I actually do agree with it that it's not, you know, it's definitely not a career choice that a lot of people can go for. I was very lucky that I started it quite young. So I had time while I was at college to, like, you know, post, and whilst like doing work alongside it. Like, I started at a very lucky time for me, so luck comes into it a hell of a lot. This is such a hard one to react to, and I don't totally disagree with it, or I don't really, you know, totally agree with it. I think it's a very unlikely career choice, but I don't know if it's a terrible one, because even if you do, like, for instance, I know I'm like properly talking about this, but for instance, you see the Ibiza final boss guy at the minute. We don't know how long his fame is gonna last for, but for the month that he's been doing all right, he's been getting flown to Ibiza, he's, you know, got brand deals, he's in Las Vegas. Like, he's had loads of experiences that even if he does fall off, no one can take them away from him. So, you know, it's a very layered question. Hopefully I've answered that like well. I hope I haven't kind of came from a position of, you know, like bad perspective on this. I've tried to just offer, like, you know, an overall perspective. Let me know. If I'm totally off, let me know, because I definitely think I'm kind of half biased in this one, I guess. But one thing I will say, if you do want to start, you know, YouTube or, you know, streaming, just don't drop everything, okay? Like, still work, still do whatever you're doing, and just treat it like a hobby, and just treat it as fun, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to keep it up, and that's the main thing, that you enjoy it, okay? especially at the start. Being too cold is way better than being too warm. Okay, already, I don't need to even like talk about this one. Tick. Anybody in the comments that says being too warm is better than too cold, who hurt you? Did somebody like make you freeze to death? Random opinion, I just thought about from past experiences. By this I don't mean absolutely freezing, sizzling climate. I just mean from mildly warmer, colder weather than normal. I've seen myself be really stressed during warmer weather with no real way to cool myself at all. On the other hand, with colder climates, it's really easy to cool yourself down, get under a warm blanket, get a hot drink and just vibe there, I guess. It's really comforting too. Probably one of the best feelings ever. Okay, on that certain perspective, like where we're talking mild temperatures, yeah, I feel like, you know, they're both pretty bad, being like really cold and being like really warm. But mildly, it's definitely better to be on the cold side because you can put layers on. But when it's hot, like what can you really do? I guess if people have aircon, they can use that, you know, in America or whatever. But over here in the UK, I definitely think we're more accustomed for just a colder climate. And it's just, especially when you're trying to sleep, this is what I'm thinking about. Like, I'd rather be colder when trying to sleep than warm, because I can't really do anything about the warm, but I can do stuff about the cold. Are you with us? Surely everyone's in the cold camp here. Is anyone in the warm camp? Let me know, because I'm more winter than summer. Okay, now we're talking. Winter, unpopular opinion, is better than summer. Who agrees? Oh, I do. Honestly, when it hits September, I'm like, okay, right, this is my time to shine. Right, get the puffer coat out. It's my season now. I run this time, bitches. Everyone on holiday in summer, I'm like, oh yeah, just wait. My time's coming. Oh, Christmas market with some mulled wine. Count me in. I'm there first in the queue. I camp overnight if I need to. Yeah, I don't even think this is up for debate, really. Maybe it is. Yes, there is winter jackets, but no 100% ice summer jackets. By the way, I mean, there's an idea for Dragon's Den. Thank you very much. You can have 20%. Ice summer jacket. Why has that never been created? Can you imagine someone just round the pool with like a big puffer jacket on, but it's actually just like layered with ice? Why is that not an idea? They should definitely do that. I don't understand how they can do that. I know with footballers, they have like that game ready device, which is basically attached to some ice, and they can wrap it around their body, which kind of cools their body for like recovery. But are you really going to drag around like a big container with you? I don't think so. But yes, tick for this one. By the way, I am enjoying this so much. If you let me know if you are enjoying this video, like drop a like on it so it lets us know. Like, this is so fun, just kind of debating these things. Movie theaters should have no food screenings. Oh, what? I don't know if I'm here for this one. Not everyone enjoys sitting through 2 hours of crunching nachos, slurping sodas, and people rustling candy bags. There should be special screenings where eating is banned, so the only thing you hear is the movie. See, I don't think that this would ever be a thing because it kind of promotes not buying anything before the movie, which hurts the overall business model of the cinemas. You know, also from like an audience perspective, one of the best things about going to the cinema, in my opinion, is the snacks. Is getting the big bottle of Fanta, you know, taking years off the end of your life. Also, who like has snacks still when the movie's playing? Surely everyone eats the hot dog and eats the nachos before the trailers are even finished. Or is that just me? Maybe I'm just a greedy bastard now I'm thinking about it. Because nachos get soggy quickly, especially if you've got the cheese sauce on them. Who's waiting? One thing I will say, if you do get like a pick and mix or like popcorn, you have to, you know, be respectful of the people around you. You've got to wait until there's like a big loud moment and go, you know, to open the packet. You can't open it in complete silence because you're going to have people going, right, you're gonna have a few looks. I don't think I want to bring this into the mainstream. I'm giving this one an X, alright? Appreciate your opinion though. Ooh, okay, this one's a bit of a deeper one. Age 18 to 22 is a very tough age. Possibly longer than that, but I can say, having experienced around that age, now 27, and seeing other people going through that age now, it's a super tough age that nobody talks about. Really, the way I'd sum it up is that it seems like they can do nothing right. Basically dropped into the real world, getting tons of conflicting advice, what they should do and shouldn't be doing, lack of structure, tons of arbitrary expectations placed on them on what should be accomplished at what age. Honestly, I really agree with this. I even would say 16 to 22, you know, I'd put it down even further. Like, a lot of people say that's the easiest age because, you know, I'm generalizing here, a lot of people do, but some, you know, most people don't have as many responsibilities. you know, like a lot of people are able to be more carefree during this period than they are in the future. In terms of you can go out more with your mates than you do when you're a bit older. All of that kind of thing. Again, I'm generalising there. But I definitely feel like, you know, this age was the toughest for me because, you know, you often compare yourself to a lot of people. You don't really have any sense of direction. A lot of people are lucky and actually do have a sense of direction and they know exactly what they want to do, and that's amazing. But a lot of people don't really know where they're going, and you know, one of the things that makes at least me upset is when I don't feel like I've got a purpose. You know, like if you feel like you're just kind of ghosting through life and you just kind of, you know, you don't really feel like you're important or to anybody or anything. I definitely felt that during this age, because you look at other people on Instagram. Like, this is one thing with me. I didn't really have a solid friendship group at this age, and I used to see people going on like lads' holidays or lasses' holidays. I used to think, God, like, I'm so far behind in terms of friendships. Like, I would love to do something like that, but I don't really have like a friendship group to do it with. I would feel so bad comparing myself to other people during this age. Now that I'm older and I'm past this age bracket, I'm a lot more comfortable with myself. I know who I am. Like, a lot of people say your frontal lobe develops at like 25. I am a lot more chiller now. And if somebody said to me, look, you can go back to the age range of 18 to 22, I wouldn't. I genuinely wouldn't, because I think it's so difficult. And yeah, a lot of people do have it good, which is amazing, but I just think, you know, there's so much pressure on this age to, you know exactly where you're going, what you're doing, to earn this money, to have this, to buy a house, possibly to move out, to, you know, learn how to drive, get a car. Like, it's unachievable. All of this in that period, it's unachievable, especially with the prices of everything. This is another thing that I used to think at that age was I would be learning to drive and I would see people driving like an Audi that were my age, and I'd be like, how have they got an Audi at like 18? And to anyone that has an Audi at 18, that's like amazing. Like, I'm not like knocking it. That's unbelievable, and like, you've smashed it. But like, from me, I used to be like, God, am I shit? I remember I got a Suzuki Swift and I was like, this is class, this. But then I'd see other people with like Mercedes or whatever, and I'd be like, am I not as good as these? Like, and that's like just like, now I wouldn't think like that, but when I was like 17, 18, 19, I would think like that. Yeah, I think it's a really tough age. I really, really do. So I think this is like a tick. Like, this definitely should be talked about a lot more, because you don't really hear people talk about this. Like, this age group get like clowned on a lot in terms of just like, you know, from maybe older generations, but it is really tough. It genuinely is. And you know, if anyone is kind of, you know, feeling like that and you're in that age range, or even if you're not in this age range, right? Because, you know, it can obviously doesn't have to just apply to this age range. Just know that you've got time. You know, you've got time. Like, you know, you've got loads of people telling you need to earn this amount of money on Instagram or whatever, and telling you need to be of a certain stature. You literally don't. You've got time. Okay, like, to work this out. Some people reach the age of 40 and they still don't know what they want to do. So you're fine at 18, 22, whatever age you are. Okay? Right? I'm just saying that because I would have liked to have heard somebody say that when I was that age. You're okay. You got time. God, I feel like an unk now. I'm like an unk with the advice. Fellow kids, how do you do? You've got time. All right. Pickles absolutely ruin any sandwich. Oh, I've heard enough. How am I even meant to debate with a crook like this? Pickles. And I'll say it loud and clear for the people at the back. Pickles are the greatest invention that man ever made. Including, you know, woman as well. Anyone. I don't know who made the pickle. Let's pull them up. Okay, no single person made the pickle. Clearly no one wants to, you know, take responsibility for this. Okay, now that's freaking us out. Did Pickles just spawn in one day? Maybe Pickles are spying on it. No, I'm not getting into that. Right, let us hear this person out before I clown on them. There is nothing worse in the fast food experience than ordering a sandwich without pickles and getting the pickles anyway. There are three things I don't like on a burger: lettuce, tomato, and pickles. And the burger. And the bread. I just want air. If they give you lettuce or tomato, no big deal. You can take those off without any issue and the burger will still be good. If they give you pickles, the whole burger is I didn't think me and this person would get on, but now I'm starting to think we need to go out for a drink, platonically. They also have a very overpowering smell, which has had a big impact on your sense of taste. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an asshole who harasses fast food workers for getting my order wrong. I'll still eat the burger, but the experience is ruined, and I'm not going to be very happy about it. Well, I like that. Right, you're not going to go up to them, but you're just going to let everybody on Reddit know that they've ruined your experience today. You've ruined it. I'm not going to come up to you, but just know I'm going to be staring at you because you've ruined my experience. Ugh. got... You know what? I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Everybody has tastes, okay? That's completely fine. Like, you like foods that I don't like, okay? That's just how the world works. But trying to eradicate pickles from existence because you don't like them, that's something that I've got a big issue with. Pickles are the greatest part of a burger. I could just have a full-on pickle in a burger. Just a pickle with bread bun. I would be happy with that. It's the zestiness of it. It's the pickliness of it. You put it in your mouth and every bite's an experience. Do you know what I'm saying? The pickle is the simple greatest invention on this earth. One thing that does freak us out though is like pickles in a jar. That freaks us out. I feel like that's too far. Like people that have that, I'm like, nah, like that's too far. Why? Who are you trying to prove? You're trying to prove something to someone, are you? But in a burger, if it's part of a meal, can anyone else feel just like the... Can you feel that? Is it just me who can feel this right now? Like this energy. Like I've got so much serotonin running through my veins right now just talking about the pickle. Fuck! Okay, calm down. I actually just love pickles. Like I genuinely, like if there's a man that loves pickles, you're looking at him. Oh my god, there's a Reddit thread called r/pickles. I need to join this and be an active member of this. Oh, okay. New hobby unlocked. Come on. What are you doing tonight, Cam? Oh, I'm just chatting with my friends on r/pickles. What? You're weak. Your entire bloodline is weak and you will not survive the winter. Winter is coming, my friend. Okay, you won't survive. Anyway, Donuts, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do more of these because there's so many ones we haven't even reacted to that are so good. 5,000 likes and it'll trigger the next video. And if you want to watch a video exactly like this one, click this video right here. We've got a whole bundle and back catalogue of Reddit videos now for you to binge watch if you haven't already.
Kirkham, baby!